Hello everybody, my name's Nicola and welcome back to my channel. This is the Frugal Cottage where we talk all things money to help you on your financial journey. Today's video is my budget with me for October, so don't forget to like and subscribe and let's get started. So I apologise for how I sound. It wouldn't be back to school and all that kind of stuff without me catching a cold from somewhere. This is actually from my youngest son. He's had the cold and now I've got it as well, so I apologise for how I sound. But I thought I'd do this anyway because it's part of my schedule and it keeps me on track as anything. So yeah, I apologise for how I sound. There's nothing more frustrating than being ill when you really don't have the time to be ill. But there we go. So October, the colder months are my favourite, so I'm looking forward to this time of year. This is my budget planner. I use this every month, day in, day out, and I love this. I'll leave a link below to this if you want to get one as well. I'm using a new one because I've finally finished the other one. Another 3 months has gone by already. And we are back on month one for this. So aims of the month, again, it's a fairly quiet month to be fair. Just a normal kind of back to, well, just the normal routine really. And so that obviously will be reflected in my aims. So, aims of the month, so keep on tracking. I will be doing a September roundup on Tuesday evening of how all that went, so make sure you come back for that, but keep on tracking spends is massive. It really does help in terms of knowing where your money is going. And then that's it really. One-off expenses, there is half term at the end of the month here in the UK, so that obviously comes with some challenges in terms of money and spending, because, and how Halloween, I suppose I should probably put there as well. Halloween. Both my boys really like Halloween. Don't remember it being that much of a thing when I was little, but there we go. So no doubt we'll end up doing something for that. And my no spender aim for this month is 18. I feel that's fairly doable, she says, hopefully. But like I say, keeping on tracking spends is really important. I think that is something that makes a massive difference. And then half term, I'm hoping, I guess it very much depends on the weather for half term in October as to what we do and what we end up doing and how much that costs. And then Halloween is at the end of that week, isn't it? So I guess we'll see how it goes. So let's move on to the monthly budget. So food wise, I'm hoping to keep that to £200 this month. It's worked fairly well for September. I feel like at the moment £200 is a good number for where it's sitting, although I do find that some things are creeping up in price again, and like everyday things, so I will be mindful of that and kind of see if it needs increasing again. Also, my boys seem to want to eat more and more. I can't, especially the youngest one because he does a lot of sport. He's hungry a lot, so I'm finding he wants things outside of meal times more, and so it's being mindful of how much that impacts the budget as well. And I have been kind of doing some planning around how I'm going to do that. I'll share more on that once I've figured out a plan. But yeah, £200 for the food budget is where it's going to stay for now for the three of us. And will it increase in the future? In this, like, the not too distant future, probably. But for now I'm hoping to keep it at that. Petrol just stays at £250. Not much I can do about that. It's the travelling to work and back and getting them to school and back and doing all their extra things, and yeah, £250 is about the ballpark, give or take. That you'll see, so I've not got household as available expenses month. I think I'm just going to have it as miscellaneous and have that as a slightly bigger category, but it just encompasses everything else. So that's going to be £30, but it's going to cover, it's merging miscellaneous and household into one, just so there's not many envelopes to track. Children's wise, there stays at £100. I didn't hit this at all last month. This month I might go probably near that. Like I say, it's half term, but also they've got cubs fees to pay, and they both go, so that's times 2. So I feel like I'll be more closer to that number this month for them. The cat, I just put his at £20 per month. And then eating out, considering it's half term, actually I'm going to put that at 50. I think we'll probably be doing stuff in half term, so that's what that's going to look like so far. So that adds up to £650. Oh my gosh. So the thing is, and I was talking to someone about this the other day, it would be so nice if one week I could go around the supermarket and not have to worry about what I'm putting in the basket trolley. Or kind of go, yeah, you can get that, or yeah, we can do this, and not have to worry every single time about what the money situation looks like. I mean, that must be so freeing, and yeah, one day we'll get there, and it must be nice just to walk around a supermarket and just put whatever you want in the trolley. I'll not have to decide between one or two things because you should get the cheaper option because it's less, or you can't get extra things because, you know, it doesn't stretch that far or whatever. I had quite a long conversation about that the other day with someone else, and how it can be quite draining in some ways. And don't get me wrong, I'm used to this by now, and I'm used to how it feels, but sometimes when I'm walking around and kind of calculating stuff, and I give the example I gave to her, so I was like, in the supermarket, it would be nice to be able to put strawberries, raspberries and blueberries, all three of them, in my shopping trolley and not worry about that. In reality, I've not bought any of those in the past week, or I don't think I've bought them in the past 2 or 3 weeks really, because they're an expensive fruit versus the apples that I buy because they're cheaper, and the bananas that I buy because they're cheaper. I do buy strawberries, I do buy blueberries, and I do buy raspberries, but I buy them individually and not all the time. Does that make sense? And it sounds really silly, but sometimes I wonder what it would feel like just to go, you know what, I'm just going to put whatever I want in the supermarket trolley this week and just see what happens. I don't think I've ever done that ever. Even like before children, when we had more disposable income, but you know, it is what it is, I guess, and it's just being mindful of that. So moving on, so investments, I'm going to aim to put £100 in that. That is my investments that are supplementing my pension. Overpayment, I'm going to put £20 in there, and then savings is just whatever is left for that, and we'll see what is left. It's sometimes more than others, it's not very much. And if you've seen any of my shorts, you'll know that that is actually a longer term aim that I'm saving for another house deposit, but it will take me a long time. So yeah, but that's what that's looking like so far. So I'm not going to fill those in for now. So the no spend day tracker, so I've put 18 as the aim for that this month. You can download this as just a no spend day tracker if you want to. That's available on Etsy as well. I love tracking no spend days, and this month I'm going to use purple for yes and grey for no. I feel like they're two nice colours. And maybe I should have used orange because it's Halloween, but I thought these are kind of Halloweenish colours. Anyway, they're the two colours I've decided on. So they're the colours I'm going to use for that. Hopefully there'll be lots of purple in there, especially at the start of the month. It's towards the end where it might get slightly more tricky. And then that is it really. The only thing I could maybe fill in is the savings one, but I'm not going to, because at the moment, and I've explained this before, I don't really want to put a number on this because I don't really know what the number would be, and so I don't want to set myself up for failure. It is getting more of a number that I can probably put down on paper, as in I'm kind of ending up with a similar amount every month. But then half of me is like, I should probably put more in investments because that's to do with me retiring. But at the same time I'm like, but I want to save for a house for us that's got an outdoor space, and that should be the priority, even though it's going to take a long time. And then it starts to get really complicated, and I don't really want to have to make decisions, so it's why I don't put a number on it. But that is my budget for October. I can't believe we're in October. I love the colder months. Don't like having to put my heating on. Has anyone put their heating on yet? I think I've put it on twice in the past week because my younger son's had a really bad cold, and then it's been really cold in the morning, but I'm trying desperately. I have had it on for him because he's not been great, but I don't really want to have it on all the time yet. I can't afford to have it on all the time yet, so hopefully it's not going to get too cold. We'll have it on once it's colder, and that's it. So that is my budget for October, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this month. Like I say, I like the colder months and all this kind of stuff. Just hopefully it won't be cold, or you know, cold for quite a while yet, so it can stay fairly okay. So yeah, how is your budget looking for October? Let me know down below how your budget is, and what is your no spend day aim for October. Let me know down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again very soon.